Nope.
Hello everyone, welcome to another Saint Seiya Shining Soldiers video. Now we are finally here with a updated tier list for April 30th. And I know it's been a while since I made a tier list video, and the reason for that is because, as you all know, new units are featured in Shining Soldiers every week, and I also evaluate them every week whenever they come out in my Should You Summon videos. And if you guys don't know, it takes quite a while for me to make a tier list video, and it also takes a long time for you guys to watch it yourselves. So basically I feel like it was a pointless waste of time for both me and you. Before we actually start the video, I want to thank the moderators Kataro and Aldebaran. They played this game just as much as I did, and we had discussions with each units and sometimes even debated with some units. So this tier list was made to be as fair as possible instead of being just a one-sided opinion from me. Now, for some who may disagree with some of the things that are in this tier list video, it's fine. You guys can have your opinions, and you guys can comment it down below, but I probably will have a counter argument for whatever you guys are going to say, because this tier list video was made by 3 people who are pretty deep into this game. But other than that, let's go ahead with the video. Alright, so to start off with this tier list video, I know this tier list looks much different from my version 2 tier list, and there's a reason for that. It's because me and 2 other people who actually helped me with this tier list, we went over every single characters that are available in the game, and we positioned them where they are for a very good reason. So if your favorite characters or whatnot are in a lower tier that you don't want them to be, then you guys can comment it down and we will give you a viable reason to why they are there. So to start off with this video, I will only briefly talk about the tiers D, C, B, not the units that are in that tier, because you guys probably only really care about tier A to S. So tier D, those guys are garbage. It's really not worth investing in those characters. Tier C, they're good if they are syncing well with other characters, but themselves alone, not the best choice. Tier B, these guys are really good at what they do, but again, they're replacements for what they do. So this Doko is a good tank, but there are better tanks like that Black Affinity Death Mask or White Affinity Shiryu. Aphrodite is a good Green Affinity unit, but there's replacements like that Meelo and that Iolos. Things like that. So, new costume, you guys may question this guy. He's a good spirit attack supporter, and I know that, but he himself as a unit to use in battle, not the best choice. So yeah, that's it for tier D, C, B. Alright, so starting off with tier A, we have the glass cannons at the bottom of tier A, Shura and Krishna. These guys are such good damage dealers, but you know, they're glass cannons and they're kind of slow, which is why they're at the bottom of tier A, but their damage does bring them up into this tier. Red Affinity Death Mask. He's a good spirit attacker. If you guys don't have the Godcloth Mu, the Gemini, or the Saga, then he's probably going to be a good replacement for those units if you don't have any other spirit attackers. Iakos, he's a good support for Rhadmanthus, a great combination if you do have them both. And he also has a affinity upskill, which is why he is in tier A. Black Affinity Hyoga, he's a good support for the Curiae Camus. If you guys do put them together, just like Rhadmanthus and Iakos, they will be a good team combination. White Affinity Seiya, he himself, he just does a lot of damage. So if you do put him up with that Green Affinity Seiya there, then that is gonna do a lot of damage. But he is easily replaceable with the new unit, which I'll talk about later. White Affinity Shiryu, he is such a good tank. This guy is a phenomenal unit. If you do have him, then I do recommend using him because he can take a lot of hits. Green Affinity Seiya, like I said, this guy is mostly used for a ranked event because of his passive skills. He increases physical attack every time a charge is up or whenever he is switched in or out. He's such a good physical attack support, which is why he is in tier A. Green Affinity Hyoga, this guy does a lot of damage, and I don't think I'm overrating him at all. He's still such a phenomenal unit. If you don't have any good damage dealers, then this guy is probably your guy. Meelo is a balanced he's a balanced unit. His passive skills are kind of all over the place, but he's still a decent unit on his own, which is why he is in tier A. Blue Affinity Bayan, he's a good counter for Mu or Shaka or even the red Affinity Gemini. He's good in the meta, but you know, there's replacements like that Shaka at the top of tier S, which is why he is in tier A. Aquarius, again, he is a good counter for the red spirit attacker meta, so he's very good, and he also has the chance to freeze your enemies, which is always handy when it activates. Black Affinity Death Mask, he reduces the enemy's spirit defense, which is great if you do match him up with the red Affinity God Cloth Mu, but you guys probably won't be doing that. But he himself as a unit is still very good. His team effect is very useful as well, which is why he is in tier A. Black Affinity Death Mask, you guys probably already know this guy is such a good tank. He can take so many hits, and he's just so good, and there's no questioning this character. Kanon, he has such a good synergy with that green Affinity Seiya. If you guys do put him up together and bring one nuker, then that will be such a good team for the new ranking event or doing damage in general. I think that team is kind of viable in PvP as well. So yeah, Kanon, he reduces the enemy's physical defense, and all of his passive skills does that, and it's so handy and useful. So yeah, Kanon, top of the A tier. Red Mantis and Gemini. Now, I'll talk about these units later, but these two are nukers. Red Mantis is a physical attacker. Red Affinity Gemini is a spirit attacker, but I'll come back to these units later. Green Affinity Ailos, he's still a phenomenal unit. He has that speed 9 attack. His stats are pretty balanced, so he's overall used very well with that Iolia as a combination, but even without him, still very good, very solid unit. And the best part about this unit is that he is free. So yeah, that's tier A. Alright, so to start off with tier S, we have Sagittarius Seiya. He is an awesome support for both physical and spirit attackers. He himself in battle is also great as well. Iolia, you guys can never go wrong using this unit. He's great for any kind of team comp. He has a lot of health. He has the speed 9, which is great for PvP, and you guys will see him quite often in that game mode. Shaka, very similar to Iolia usage wise. He's amazing in any kind of situations, and he's going to be a great counter for both red and blue affinity units. Godcloth Mu is a magnificent spirit attacker. He does a lot of damage, and you guys will see him quite often in PvP as well. Mu, you guys will see him every time, honestly. He'll be in the first slots spamming his charge A skill. The simplicity is amazing. He has a lot of survivability, and his passive skills are great for his team as well. Saga, basically an improved version of Mu. Amazing at everything. You can't go wrong using this unit, and his speed 9 is also great for PvP, and he is the best unit in the game currently, and I don't think that will change even after adding the new units to this tier list. Alright, let's add some new units to this tier list. Starting off with the Gaud Warriors, we have Fenrir. He hits hard, he hits fast, he's also a blue affinity unit, so he's going to be a great counter for these red affinity units. He is going to be in tier S. Mime, he's replaceable with Bayan, and Bayan is replaceable with Shaka, so he is in tier B. And on top of that, Bayan and Shaka, they are both farmable units. New Class Shiryu. This unit, I think he has a lot of potential, but for now he is in tier C because there's no other way to get his shards. Aphrodite Surplus, he's a better tank than Deathmask. He can take a lot of hits, and he can heal back all of his HP, but that's really it. He's just tanky, he's unkillable, but he himself doesn't do that much damage, and he has to be reliant on his poison effect. Green Doko, he is a glass cannon, he is slow, and he's also a green affinity unit, which means he's gonna get destroyed very easily in this meta, so he is in tier B. Green Shaka, he's basically Saga, but green. Unfortunately, green units are not that good right now, but he is still a tier S unit. Now moving on, Green Bayan, he's made to counter blue spirit attackers like Mu or Shaka, but Mu and Shaka already does that job, so I don't think he's that useful, but he is still in tier A. Blue Shura, He's made to counter red units, I think, but his squishy HP is the unfortunate part. But all of his other stats are fine, so he is in tier A. Red Aldebaran is a red affinity class cannon. The unfortunate thing about this unit is that he is slow, which means he is going to be in tier A with that Shura and Krishna. God Cloth Saga, he has impressive stats, forcing switch and evasion, passive skill but slow speed and nothing too amazing. New Cloth Pegasus Seiya, phenomenal physical attacker, white affinity, speed 9 attack with a power of 39, which is incredibly high for a speed 9 charge skill, and all of his other skills increases his damage even further, so he is going to be the best fast nuker in the game. Alright, so before we actually end the video, hope you guys did enjoy the tier list, and again, if you guys do have a disagreement with this tier list, feel free to comment down your opinions. But before I actually end this, 90% of my tier list video viewers are not subscribed. If you guys are gonna watch my videos anyways, then I do recommend subscribing because I do upload Shining Soldiers as much as possible as I can, even though the game is kind of dried up. So if you guys do enjoy my content, then don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and bye-bye.